So I came across this really cute video on Daily Charm of doing this awesome spring flowery look with foils and cat eye and chrome, and I think that's everything. And I have a ton of spring flowery florals that are so pretty. So I thought I'm going to try this out. I didn't really know what colors of polish to use and chromes to use, and because everything I feel is going to give it a different look. So I thought I would do a little bit of experimenting. A few different colors that I've kind of picked out to go with them for both my syrup base and for my chromes that are going to go on top, and see, doesn't matter how much difference does it make between the base color, the chrome you're using over top, what kind of effects does it change? So, and then using a really super silky, milky cat eye. So I'm going to try a few samples out and see what we come up with this fun little experiment. So I went through a bunch of my syrup colors and figured that I would try and match the colors to my foil. But I don't really know if that's going to make much of a difference. Like if there's any real difference between, say, putting this down as my foil base or my nail base, or putting down like something way lighter. I don't know if it's going to make that difference, much difference of the effect. So I'm going to do experiments, trying out like these darker colors. And then there is a chrome element over top of it as well. So looking at a bunch of different chromes and like focusing on the Aurora style duochromes, where you're going to get that shift that changes. And so I've pulled out a few here to try and see what kind of a difference it makes for the different colors, or if it really makes any difference at all. I'm not sure if it's going to even be noticeable or not. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one here. And so we're going to put a little color on it. So then the next layer we're going to go over is with a very, very milky cat eye. I think this one should do the trick. We want that super, super smooth look to it. Now, I'm not sure if it has to be done separately with like two colors. Like, could I have used one of my cat eyes, one of my millions of cat eye colors?
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to going color first and then cat eye, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference if I'm going straight in with, because I probably have a cat eye that looks very similar to this. Or is there something about the effect that you need the different layers, right? It's almost like science to me. Like it's almost like it's a science project where it's like, what happens when you add the ingredients differently? Or like cooking or baking. It's like, oh, if you don't add the ingredients in the proper order, it can screw up your recipe, right?
Also, like, how do you know how to do the cat eye? Like, I see how you're doing it, and I've seen other people online how they do it, but like, how do you know, what's your goal when you are doing cat eye? Do you not know the goal?
I'm laughing because no.
Because I definitely don't know the goal of cat eye.
It's like you play with it until okay. So I got what I got what I wanted.
Okay.
So I guess what I was going for here was a big silver center. Can you see it from where you are?
Yeah, the glass.
Right? Yeah.
The glass effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's what we want.
I'm sure there are ways.
And from where I'm sitting, you can't see that at all, and it just looks burgundy.
Yeah, and then when you move it. So I'm sure there is a method to the madness where it's like if you excite the magnet over here and then you shift it here, and then like there are some ways that you kind of understand after you use magnet polishes enough where you're like, okay, if I have my polish and I'm going here like this, it's working the magnet. I always say it's exciting the magnet. So it's bringing it to the surface and you're seeing it and it's getting it all worked up. Right. Okay. And then, but it will put it in like a line over here. So then it's like, oh, I want it spread out more. So you go up in here to make it spread more. But then once you do that, sometimes it shifts the magnet and now you got to chase it back again. Right?
Yeah.
It's really just a chasing game. And the more magnet stuff you do, the idea would be the more you learn how to adjust the magnet better.
Those ladies
but I've done them tons and I don't know.
And then the magnet's set and it's like, what?
Because they know what they're doing. They've done them enough that they know how to get the exact effect they want by going, okay, if I move over here, then I move here, then I do here and here, then it lays it out the way I want.
And now because you've cured it and you just did that, it won't move the magnet?
No, now the magnet is set. Now if you move this, you take it and you move it around with light, you're in the dark over there. And
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Right?
Yeah, that's so cool, eh?
So
it almost looks fuzzy. It almost looks like velvet.
It is, yeah. It is a velvet effect, is what they call it sometimes. So like it's easier when you're like, oh, you know that you want to push the magnet up here or over here to give like a French line or things like that. You know, you get the idea. But yeah, it's being able to bring the magnet up to where you want it that gets a little trickier, right? And like you can see here, there's a little bit of issue because of where the polish, like I wasn't being careful because we're just doing samples, but see what I mean about painting over the edge of these stupid thick tabs. So that affected where the magnet went too. Okay. So you can, I don't know if you can see it because I don't know what your angle you're at, but
right now I can just see the burgundy nail.
So where the polish came down the edge, it kind of like there's magnet going over that little bit, but there's not like it just, it really makes a difference, right? But I'm not worrying about it in this case because we're just doing a sample. So then the next step was chrome. So in order to do chrome, we need a good top coat. So I'm going to grab that. So Sweetie Nail Supply was kind enough to send me this MAYO Glass Top Gel, which they recommend does really well with chrome. The Yogo Zombie Top Gel does amazing with chrome, and they're apparently sister companies. But what I found with the Yogo Zombie is that it's super thick. So I prefer not to use a super thick gel if I'm just doing a chrome because you don't want your layers getting thicker and thicker and thicker. So this one is supposed to be ideal, but it's a much thinner consistency. Oh yeah, that's way thinner one. And so usually I would be using on my sample stuff, I would be using my Gaudy Nails because it's much cheaper. But it, again, this is a really thick gel. So I don't always like to use it when I'm chroming. It works, it's cheaper, but we're going to try out this MAYO and see what it's like because I don't know if I've tried it yet.
And now you have to
just got that
recently before you put the chrome on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can actually get specific chrome gels.
You could get chrome gels?
Well, okay. You're probably thinking of something different.
Yeah, probably.
You can, it's a clear gel that's basically a top coat, but it's a top coat meant for doing chrome on. So what I'm doing is this is a regular top coat for doing top coats. But it works really well with chrome. And chrome needs to go over a no wipe surface. Most no wipe top gels are going to do that. Just some are going to work better than others. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Some about the molecules and the way they cure, who knows. But yeah, there are chrome gels out there, like Daily Charm does one. It's just called Chrome Top Gel or whatever. And it's not meant to be used as a regular top coat. It's meant to use just as the layer to chrome over. Okay.
All right,
we're going to try this one. I have no idea what this, I don't know where this is. It was a free gift from one of the companies or like in an order. I have no idea where it's, like what brand it is or how it is or any of that. So let's hope it works.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Now it is.
I don't know, from what I can see from my side.
But I also feel just like my first thought. Yeah. Now we haven't done anything yet. My first thought is it's way too dark. Not the chrome, the base polish.
The base polish is way too dark?
I think so, yeah.
I need to see it. You think so, eh?
Yeah.
Put it underneath.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Once the foil's on there, we'll see.
I can't even believe
what it looks
how much different it looks.
Isn't
like to
weird?
me, it changed the complete look. I think it's so cool.
Because even without attaching this, it makes me curious to see.
It looks good?
Yeah, I don't think that the darkness
is actually a big deal, right?
Yeah. Okay, you take a look at this and tell me what you think. Is it giving you the vibe that you're hoping for?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know the only thing I feel like
is it's too dark.
What's missing? Well, let me see.
Like I know it does shine through pink. Like I think that looks really nice.
Okay, I know what's missing.
What's missing?
We don't have a dual shift.
What's a dual shift?
So this is one color. It doesn't change, right? Like yeah, it's a chrome. Yeah, it looks pretty, but there's no, like it shifts a little bit, but it doesn't change color, right? Like it's just pink. It different. Pink. I mean, it looks a little bit different pink when you move it. Yeah. But it doesn't go pink, blue, pink, green, pink, whatever. Yeah. So what we're going to do, and that's why I didn't cure and stuff right, or like top coat right away. Cause I was like, we got to check it first. So we're going to take this chrome off. We're going to X that chrome. Okay. Not that it's not pretty, but I feel like we're missing an effect. And I'm seeing in the video, the effect is very much the 2 color shift. Okay. Because when she moves, it goes pink, blue, very, very drastically. Like you can really see that difference with the pink, blue. Like it might not be what's doing it for you, but it very much, that color shift is part of what like makes it look special to me, right? Yeah.
I trust you.
Like, again, that would look pretty. There's absolutely nothing
no, it was
wrong
very
with
pretty.
just going with that.
Yeah, it was
But
pretty.
I was looking at it going, there's something missing.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
missing something here. What's the effect that I'm missing? And it's that different color shift. Okay, so my thinking in here is, I don't know how it's going to be. I'm going to try this pink to green shift. Not that we necessarily want a pink to green shift, but I feel like that'll be the most drastic, that kind of gives you like a feel for the different color. Also, because when I'm looking at them, I don't like, other than these where it's like blue and then it changes drastically to the copper and the red, like those are a really good change, right? Like two very different colors. Whereas a lot of my other ones, it's like it goes kind of purpley to bluey, pinky to purpley, kind of like that, where it's like it kind of looks like the same color. It doesn't have a massive color shift, whereas this pink to green has a massive color shift. And I'm kind of looking at them now and realizing I don't have like a super pink to blue, or which means makes me feel like I gotta go shopping. Because again, like when I'm buying stuff, I'm never quite sure like exactly what it is that I'm looking for to get the look of stuff that I want. But then once I do it like this, it's like, oh, I need something that like is a drastic pink to blue shift. And I have tons. I didn't realize I didn't have one of those. So this is W67. Oh my baby. And again, we might not want to go with pink blue or pink green, but this might prove my really theory. Good. This is like science, and your hypothesis is, I hypothesize that it's going to look this, that, or the other way. Ooh, that does something neat. Ooh, sorry. Yes, this is what I was looking for.
Cool.
I'm not a fan of the green, but it's what I was looking. It was.
You're not a fan of the green.
I don't know. The green to me is weird.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna.
That it's such a Christmassy green. Like I just don't get off on that weird Christmassy green.
Just make sure you put a petal in or like a leaf in with with one of the roses, and you'll have green in there.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking, oh, this might work on here because you actually have a lot of greenery in here. That's what we needed.
Let's see
now look
here.
at this.
Let's see here.
And when you give it back to me, and I'll explain what I meant. Do you see what I'm meaning?
Yeah.
You see it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that looks good.
So my thinking of it is like, if you look at it one way, it's very pink, very pink. But then when it shifts, you get this blast of green that is so different than what it looks like that it's noticeable and just really cool, right? Like, as opposed to it being all kind of one color and it's just kind of pretty, right? Like, and like, here's our green rose, or a rose with the green thing on it.
It looks good.
It is really cool. Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I don't know how you're going to figure out.
Yeah, that's actually
is
really
the placement of the flowers.
Yeah, that you just have to play with it. Okay, so now you look at that and see what you... Yeah, so that's what I was looking for. That's cool. So we learned something new.
Yeah, I think that's
right.
Yeah.
So like, you might not like the green, but the green is really going to work for the leaf.
I like the green.
Yeah, you like that?
I actually like how it turned out. So you're right. The color shift, there has to be a color shift.
It has to be a drastic color difference, right? Notice a massive shift change with this. It's like, oh, it's a pink nail. Oh my God, no, it's green. What am I talking about, right? Like there's this massive green amount in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
So after doing this, even just this little bit of an experiment, it really makes me want to go chrome shopping. Not that I'm going to jump out and go chrome shopping, but it's like, oh, this is what I would like to look for next time I shop for chromes.
Yeah.
Is a very drastic color contrast.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing a huge difference when you shift, not just pretties. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like a lot of people really struggle with chromes and what they're doing and what the effects are going to be. And like the difference between like the one that we did that I tossed, this one, and the one we just put on. And it's like, oh, yeah, you get a massive shift difference, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So there was our first cool experiment. And then the other ones I can keep playing with.
I can't wait to see
and show you what else they turn out like. Okay, say bye, Carrie.
Bye.
So I'm taking this amazing course from a Russian nail artist. And one of the assignments just so happens to coincide perfectly with us figuring out this set of nails. And that is to take a very smooth mirror style silver magnet gel, cat eye, and to test out your chromes on it and see what they're going to look like over that mirror finish. So I have been doing little trial samples of some of my brighter like dual chromes, because you want to see that shift, right? That's the whole purpose of this, is to see what the shift is going to look like over a cat eye, to do those cool glass nail styles that are trending everywhere right now. And then it's a lot easier. You get to see that dual shift. Interesting. This isn't picking up the shift very well in my ultra high def pro mode fucking video. Maybe I have the white balance up way too high. Let's try and fix that. I'll get all of these chromes finished up with their little samples, and then we'll have a way better idea of what it is that we want to pick. So I'd done my original chrome swatches for my new Blanc chromes like such, where I've got them with black, white, and clear, so I can see what the colors end up looking like. And that's great, and that gives me an idea for what I want to pick out, but it did not give me that good of an idea of what it might look like over a cat eye, so that I could see the samples for doing different glass nail ideas. So I re-swatched them all, and you can see kind of like what a big difference there is. It is kind of similar to the clear ones, kind of a halfway between the clear and the white. I think this one's right here. Yep. But yeah, like it gives you kind of a better look of that shift, and it'll just make it easier for me picking. I'll try this one, for example. So this is over the very light pink, and then the one that I have painted down there, I think we did it over this color. So yeah, always a good idea to have samples in different forms, so that if you do have a lot of different nail art items to choose from, then you can kind of quickly see what look that you want to go for. Like this one shifts really blue, and this really lovely fireball kind of red. And if we put it under something like that, it's going to be really toned down. But if we put it over something like this, it's going to really probably accentuate that fireball red kind of color. It's going to pick up so much more of that. All right, so then we've got our samples. You can see that we've done this one here, and we've used the dark syrup jelly underneath it. And yeah, it looks lovely, but you know, the flower doesn't quite pop on it. It's just a very dark variation. So then it's like, okay, let's see when we put a really light one under it. And then we go in with the foil, if we can get it picked up. Okay. And then we go in with the foil, and you can see very different look, right? So it's the same chrome, but we've got a different, using the same chrome, but I've got a very different syrup underneath it. This is not the best way to do it. Okay, there we go. So it's the same chrome, but it's got a very different syrup under, much, much lighter. And so you can see the idea, oh, this one looks a lot more delicate and a lot glassier. And are we liking the look of that one a lot better?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sweet.
Looks a lot glassier than underneath the
right?
darker one.
Yeah. Okay. We were going with this color for our syrup base, and then our magnet gel, and then going over it with the Oh My Baby chrome from Blanc. But check this out, what I just kind of figured out. So we're doing trying to do the glass nail effect type idea. And I was going in with my Silky from the nail, my F gel magnet gel, thinking, yeah, we want that nice silky texture. It's got a very, very strong mirror look magnet to it. But the thing to notice is it's dark. It's very dark. It's very silver. So once I was getting it on here and doing it, I'm like, oh, look at how silver that is and how much it affects the color on the nail. Like, yeah, there's pink under there, but it's graded out really bad because the silver is so strong on the nail. And then I was like, wait a minute, maybe this is where that Milky comes in. So I did this one with the Milky. And now I understand the effect of this one. At first I was like, oh, it's so light colored that you can't really see it. The effect isn't necessarily going to be as good. But in this particular instance, that's what we want, folks. We want it like this. The magnet effect is much, much milder and more subtle than it is on this one here, right? Much more subtle. It's not going to give quite as much of a magnet look because it is so soft and silky, but it is a lot more clear and it shows through the color so much better. So much different. Look at that. And this one ends up having like little glitters, diamond look in it. And this one is totally and completely smooth. But look at how you can see that pink tone so much better through there. What do you know? So I didn't quite have these figured out like I thought I did in the video that I just posted. I just learned something new. So milky, I was wondering too, when I thought of like the word milky for this particular polish, it had me thinking like, you know, like doing milk bath nails, right? Milky polishes. And I was like, is this kind of the same idea where it's a very translucent, not completely transparent, like a glass gel, but very translucent. And yes, I would suspect that is. So think of this as like a milk bath gel, like a milky white or whatever milky color you might end up using, kind of like a syrup gel. And your color is going to show through way better. Or like if you put this over stickers or something, like I love making milk bath nails with floral stickers. You layer them and then you put a white milk over, and then you put more stickers, flowers on, and another layer of milk. And so you build it up and you get that really nice dimensional look. And so this is a milky cat eye. So this makes way more sense to me now. So I'm really thrilled. This turned out so much better. It's much pinker in person than it is through what I'm seeing through the camera. So that's really exciting. I figured out something else. So glass nails. You want this. If you're going for that glass effect, you want something that's more of a milky. It's not going to have that super dark silver color that kind of washes out your syrup underneath. Now with this, you could possibly go over it with the syrup color, right? Put your cat eye underneath and then go with your syrup over top. And that will, you know, give it a better effect. But with this one, we're going over with the cat eye. So yeah, that's cool. So now these little beauties have had their syrup gel on, their cat eye, milky cat eye put on, their beautiful shifting chrome put on. Now we go in with a primer, some sort of a primer, and we cap the edges. Some people will actually go in and file. You can do that too. You can go in with a smooth file and file your edges. That's because the chrome is not going to stick very well, and you can easily end up with chipping if you don't put something there to help it stick. So for best results, you're going to want to go in with a nice little file around it and then a primer on it. And then we're going to make sure all of that stays nice without chipping by putting some sort of a base gel down on it. So cover them then with a base before we go in with our foil transfer gel. All right, so these little beauties have their base coat on. Now I'm going to go in with a foil transfer gel, whatever you call that for your foils. There's different brands that have different names for them. And I am only going to put foils in like certain spots, but I don't know where I'm going to put each of them. So I'm going to cover each nail completely with the foil transfer gel so that I have an entire surface to decide where I'm going to put things. And then on with the foils. That's the best part. So then we just go along and do our foils. And I've done some of it here. Now I've decided that I want to add a little bit extra, but the foil's not going to stick because I'm going to be layering it over this a bit. So I've got to go in with another layer of my foil gel. Just a little bit here because I want to add a little bit into this corner to fill it out a bit more. So a little more foil gel there, cure it. So I just added in that little extra piece of bit of greenery there. And then of course you want to make sure before you go in with either another layer of base or straight in with your top gel, depending on how extreme you want to be. Again, with our primer, making sure, because that edge is much more likely to chip since there's a foil along it, the gel doesn't stick as well to it. And so primer a little over your edge here and over top of your foil, just like you would with a sticker or water decal or anything else. And it just helps it give that sticky layer. So it's now going to stick to it instead of lifting and making it way more likely to chip. And we just go in with our foil. And for your lift, you want to hope that it's nice and perfectly clear. If you see a little dot, like I'm seeing there, just try rubbing back over it any of those little spots that didn't quite seal proper. There we go. And I want to fill in a little more around here, so then I find something else that I can fill in with around there. And here is our final result. These turned out freaking stunning. I feel like these might be one of the prettiest set of nails I've ever done. Look at that crazy green shift. Pink and green. And we're going to do a reveal for Carrie because she has not seen these yet and she's here to get them put on. So let's get them on you. Okay, Carrie, come here. Bring me your nails. Bring me your nails. Bring me your fingers. That's how they turned out. The shift is so much better in person. I'm really having a really hard time getting it
These
on.
Are really great.
Like on camera to be able to see that
You did a really good
shift.
job with the placement.
Yeah, right?
Remember how I was like, oh my God, thank God you have to do the placement.
Where is it going to go? Where is it going to go, right?
Oh my goodness.
All right, so we're going to get
right.
nails cut.
They are the prettiest
They are the
nails.
prettiest. It's not necessarily the best ones, though. I don't know, but they're certainly the prettiest.
They're great, but
so
they're
pretty.
very, like you said in the car, very dainty and pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah,
they're
I love them.
pretty.
That's exactly
Okay.
that's exactly the
That's
feel
what we were
I
going
was
for, right?
Yep.
These little pretties. All right.
Exactly. Basically, that is exactly it.
Okay, well, let's get them on you, and then we're going to see if I can get some, like, actual
They're
better.
almost so pretty. I'm too trashy to wear them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do. I totally know.
You're gonna look at me from head to toe, and then you're gonna get down to my nails. You're gonna be like, "What the?"
I have felt that way. I personally have felt that way. Like, oh,
What?
I'm not.
care.
I'm not.
I'd be like, "Don't look at me. Look at my nails.
I'm not elegant enough to wear.
Look at my face.
We're in there with my jogging pants and
my jogging pants. I look like I
my
haven't slept in a
sweats.
week.
That's how I'm all the time. And then look at my nails. Okay.
Hey, that's how it goes.
All right.
That's how it goes.
Okay, so I'm going to finish prepping these to go on you, and then we're going to finish putting them on.
All right.
And here we are. They turned out so beautiful. How do you like them?
I think they're beautiful.
They're so pretty.
They are so pretty.
They're just like the prettiest springy little nails. And they were super easy. They were just time consuming because it's layer after layer after layer, right? But as far as like skill level, easy peasy. Just lots of time. And thanks again for sticking around and watching my videos, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you learned something new or just had a lot of fun. As always, until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye.